Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, psychic medium, healer, teacher of spiritual and mystical things and so much more. So part of the so much more that I do are these astrological and readings or horoscope readings, energy forecasts that I do every month and also weekly. So this is a weekly one, so it's for the second week of June 2020 for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so welcome to my YouTube channel, Aquarius or Aquarians. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support and helping me to grow my channel. What that does, it helps me to, and growing my channel helps me to put out more free content and stuff like this and other messages and you know, to help empower and help us to shift through stuff that energetically and, you know, mentally, emotional stuff and physical stuff as well that we might be going through in our lifetime to give us a little bit of insight, basically. So, and also thank you to those of you who have followed and liked my Facebook page as well, if you've come across my this video on Facebook. So welcome, welcome. So the other thing is these reads or these messages that come through, these forecasts are suitable for whether you're Aquarius in Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus, and while you're here watching this and listening to this, of course. So what I mean by that is, like for me, I follow my sun sign. For those of you who don't know, you know, but I'm a Gemini. But I do actually check out sometimes what my moon rising and my Venus sign might be, you know, saying you might have for me to help me with a more comprehensive understanding or knowing of what, you know, what the forecast could mean or is meaning to me, if it's resonating with me straight away. So it may be resonating with some of you right now. If it isn't, then it may be still unfolding, because it is a forecast as well as something that may be happening with you in the now. If you understand it, that might give you a little bit more clarification about the future in the next week, maybe the next couple of weeks for you, okay? So, and also just like to, while I remember, to take this opportunity to invite you to book a reading if you so feel like you need to after this. And I don't know where that was going for. I wasn't actually going to say book a reading. It was more, I think I got a lot of energy here today, which is really interesting. And I've been, you know, manifesting, putting out things to the universe of where I want to go with my work and that. So this could have something to do with you as well. So I just want to also say, what was I going to say? Oh God, now I've got distracted. So this could be happening with you too. It's like, hang on a minute, that's not where I was going to go with that. And that's right, I was going to say, so you check out either one of those signs. If you don't know what your sign is, the other signs are that you're connected with your birthday, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a calculator on it, and it's free, and it will calculate it, work it out for you, and you'll find out what the other ones are. Okay, cool. So going into our if you've seen me before, the readings I do, like, they're quite relaxed, and they're not I'm not a tarot reader as such. That's not my first skill or ability that I go to. I'm more of a medium, psychic medium, where I intuitively use, and like for healing in the readings that come through. So I use, I don't necessarily, it's, you know, cards and oracle cards are not my first thing that I go to or tool that I go to. It's usually just my psychic medium side. But I love using cards. So the oracle cards and the tarot cards is something that's new to me, that's come through for me to use in the last 2 years. 2 or 3 years, and yet I've had this deck for like 20 years. So so it's just, I don't know, something else is happening, and there could be something like that that's happening with you, where things from, you know, when you were younger are starting to come back into your life, where you're thinking, oh, well, actually, you know what, I really love doing that, or actually it's time now to start doing that. And for some of you, it's like these new, it's not these, you're developing on old skills or new skills, and developing and to bring them into the new skills to, okay, you're developing skills from way back, And it's like, and you might be thinking, oh, they're too old, they're you know, that might be out of sync or whatever, what have you. But there is a foundation and a grounding there for you. But you're including or introducing new techniques, skills, you know, products, whatever it is, into what you already know. And that's how it rolls. And it's valuable knowledge, then the technique and the, what are they calling it? Technique and the skill that you applied then is applicable now to with what you could be doing now, whether it be art, whether it be what if, I'm hearing like some of you may be going to a skincare regime or making products of, you know, to do with the skin, or healing products to do with balms and things like that. Or it could be, you know, cooking or baking, that there's something, or there's a need or requirement for, you know, people are asking about it, and it's, you've seen a niche in there for whatever you do. So it's like there's this energy this month in of June with the full moon, and with it's come through with Sagittarius, but it lines up with the oh my God, with the eclipse that's here at the, you know, come through with it. It's like, okay, so it's kind of, they've teamed up. And so now we have there's this more this eclipse energy has come in, and it's moved in, and it's what do they call it, heightening and or expanding and running on the back of, basically, of the Sagittarius energy of like forward movement or movement in a direction, whatever that is for you. Okay, so and anyway, this spirit have brought me to using my cards a bit more. So there's, you know, or in different cards as well, like the tarot for the last 2 or 3 years, like I say, will actually been nearly 3 years that they've brought them out. So but it's a whole blend of everything. So there's something that's like coming around like full circle for some of you. There's something that's coming around where that you're able to bring in lots of bits and pieces, and, you know, and bring it together, so you yeah, like I say, can go forth and do it now. So part of the thing now is like with the readings that are coming through, they've always been with a healing energy or aspect behind it, as of course, but with the messages that do come through. But this month they're bringing more in the crystals, and with the, and I'm using these crystal cards, spirit cards, to begin with today. And what the energy is, what spirit are talking about, and like Aquarius, the Aquarian energy that I link into with yous, obviously, you're Aquarians. So it's like, you know, it speaks to me, the energies, then when I connect into Aquarian energy. Okay, and when I ask, it's like what is for the greater good of one and all Aquarians, and what they most need to know right now that will help them to move through whatever they're processing at this point, and to where they're going to help them through it, basically, or assist them through it in one way or some way or another, one way or form or another. Okay, so, and so there are these crystals, the healing, this is the healing that they bring to you. So there are different crystals that come in this deck. So I have actually like shuffled, and when I shuffle, I don't actually pull them out, I wait for something to jump out. I like it like that spontaneous way for me. That's how I work. And although sometimes if I'm really drawn to pull a card, then I will pull a card. Like literally shuffle and see where it takes me. But these ones have fallen out as I've shuffled. So, and so because I don't know a lot of these crystals that are in here, there is, or not a lot, but there are some of them that are like, I just have never heard of. This is one I have heard of, but I've not really worked with as such. And really into any great depth. So this is chrysocolla. This is how I've called it, or chrysocolla, and which calms, cleanses, and re-energizes all the chakras. It draws out guilt, heals heartache, and increases the capacity to love, improves communication, opens psychic vision, and it also encourages self-awareness and inner balance. Okay, so that was the first card that came out for you. Look, I don't have that one here. So, and because I don't know really know a lot about this crystal, I've, you know, that's why I've drawn them or shuffled it before and let them fall out before I've come on here, because so I can find a little bit of information, like the benefits, and getting to the nuts and bolts of it. So so you can go and Google it yourself and see what else information you can find on it for you if it resonates with you. Okay, so just saying that these, you know, they may all resonate with you or they may not. So you may just be one or two, and just go with your flow. Okay. So this is number like 16 in this deck of cards, and number 1 for me is around energy, and the energy in the sense of being one with all, or being one with self. Okay, so there's a new beginning or a rebirth in some way with you, or coming up with you, for you, in some way or form. It could be the way that you're thinking, the way there may be some information that's come to you, or an epiphany that's happened, and it's like, wow, I kind of get that, you know. So anyway, we're going to, you know, there's just like we're going to move on, you know, there's something about we're going to move on, I'm going to move on. So there's a oneness with yourself, with some sort of decision that you're making, and you're moving on, so when you're beginning in some way. So and these, like this one here, will help you to move through it. And I really felt like some of the words that were in there, the key words in there, or the of what they can, this is all about, is the key word for me, I'm saying, it encourages self-awareness and inner balance with this one. So the next crystal that came out is carnelian. Oh shiver, sorry, I forgot to cover 6. So 6 is about a service to humanity, basically, and or working with humanity. And I feel like, because of everything that's been happening in the world, it may be that this is where this shift has been occurred, because you've seen, you know, things within you that you maybe could have, would have, should have done, and it's kind of like helped shift things from the past. And it's just, I just feel like there's this amazing inner growth in the way that you feel and see things, and honoring yourself as to what you want to do and how you want to be and do in the world now, more so than ever. Okay, so it's not like something that you've never felt like that or never done it, but it's like there's like this, I don't know, this pivotal point energy, that like a balance, and it's like you've just tipped over, and it's like, okay, I get that now. And it's this wholehearted feeling of that you have, that some of you are feeling, that's like, and some of you may not be feeling that, but it's like you're working towards that, or you're nearly there for that. So it's just this, like, maybe for some of you, like this slight shift in something. Okay, that's coming. So some of you may end up going into doing something, being of service in some way. Like it could be something to do, like you might do voluntary work, or there may be something where you you know, you are voicing your opinion about some things, which is something that you've not really done before, or you're standing up for yourself, and you know, and by doing that, you're leading the way for others to do the same within your workplace, within your home, you know, within your community, or whatever is going on with you. There's more of a pull and a drive, because it's like, yeah, you get it. It's like something's got to stop, or something's got to start, you know, whatever. Something's got to be cleared, and something's got to move on or shift in that sense. Okay, so anyway, now carnelian. So carnelian, this is an amazing crystal. So I've got this one here in this heart shape, and I've got it in my abundance, a lot of crystals in my prosperity. Oh, here it is, crystal tray. And there's a few other crystals in there that help, that resonate with abundance and prosperity for, you know, business or whatever, you know, things. So this is in my abundance one. So I'm kind of getting that as like for you too, for some of yous. Okay, this is a beautiful one, that one. So anyway, carnelian, right, is a stabilizing stone, and carnelian restores vitality and motivation, and stimulates creativity. It gives courage, promotes positive life choices, dispels apathy, and motivates for success. Carnelian is used for overcoming abuse of any kind. Okay, cool. So this is why it's in my one. It helps to stimulate my motivation and keeps me that momentum going, and helps in that sense. It's just one of the few crystals in there, or many actually, that I've got there, and that you can put in there. But it's, yeah. Anyway, so number 14 it's number 14 in the deck. Once again, there's a new beginning, and number 4 is about security, basically foundations and feeling secure, being secure, building security in your life, whether it be financially, financially, but it's like grounding in the family roots, whānau roots, and that sort of stuff, and getting some like direction. So it's like creating one, being in one, and being and staying in one. Like, so you may be in one, so it's like working to continue it, basically. And some of it, like, it's like if you're not really feeling it or got that feeling of security and foundation, it's like it's building on it, so it's going towards creating one. So that's what 4 is about. So that grounding, okay? I'm just hearing like foundation, security, foundation are the key words in there. In life, and what does it look like you? What does it feel like for you? What do you need to do about it? So there's a new way of looking about how security is for you. And it's just, with the carnelian, it's like promoting positive life choices within the changes that you are making. Cool, yay! How exciting. So anyway, then we have Tiger Eye, and this is a piece of Tiger Eye that I have, which is also in my abundance prosperity tray. And it's Tiger Eye is number 56 in the deck. So it's, I'll just read this, what Tiger Eye, some, benefits, brief benefit, just an all-rounder of notes that I've made up together. So the Tiger Eye is a stone or crystal, has lovely yellow bands of yellow golden color through it. So you'll see that within, and it's just like the one that I've just shown you. And it is a powerful stone that helps you to release fear and anxiety. It also aids harmony and balance. It also stimulates taking action and helps you to make decisions with discernment and understanding and unclouded by your emotions. So, which is why it's in my prosperity tray and with crystals. That's with pyrite and a few others. So it's a really good idea to do something like that if you're working on something, shifting or bringing in that energy. So it helps, like for you in this word, I'm hearing like to release fear and anxiety and aid harmony and balance, but also stimulate and taking action when you're making decisions with discernment and understanding and not being clouded by your emotions. So that must be a big something that's coming up that you're in now or coming into, or something that has been there for a while, but it's like you may be working on that right now, okay? So that's number 56 in the deck, like I said, and there's energy. 5 is around energy, seeing everything as energy and vibration. And what I mean by that is like being mindful about what you put out there, with your thoughts and your feelings. Everybody is psychic and we're all empathic. But not all of us are as sensitive, on the empathic side, or as psychic as everybody, but we all have that ability, we all have that gift, okay? It's just the varying degrees and sensitivity or insensitivity, however way you look at it. So, but the thing is, like, if you're sitting in this, doubtful conundrum space, you're going to be putting out all sorts of doubt, and you're not going to connect with the right energy, or you're not going to allow yourself to see it. So it's shifting that energy, the way that we think, and the way that we feel. So if we're thinking this, we're going to feel that, and which means we're going to emanate out what something that we probably don't really want, which is more doubt, more anxiety, more fear, more not good thinking, or whatever it is. And so it's about retraining our mind, our mind basically, because our mind is so powerful. So shifting that energy, what we're thinking basically. So I just want to say too that before I do each reading, each sign that I do for reading for, I shuffle the cards really well, and these I'm going to this deck here, the tarot deck that I'm using today. And the first two cards that come out is change and versatility. So Two of Pentacles. So there may be something to do with money or finances at the moment, and you may be juggling them around, because you can see that he's juggling them. In the background, you can see those two ships. Well, and symbolically, they are ships of wealth. So they are there in the background, but it's like you may be at the moment finding that you're, are going through some changes, and you need to be versatile with the way that you spend money, and also like how the money is coming in at the moment. So some of you, and maybe in that space where you may be robbing from Peter to pay Paul, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So which is something that a lot of us are doing at the moment, after coming out of the COVID thing, the lockdown thing, and moving through each stage back into level 1. We're here in New Zealand at the moment. This week we've gone into that. So there's something about, but I just feel like in the background there is abundance there, okay? And that's why that's interesting, because they keep talking about the abundance when I held that carnelian one. So utilize the energy from these, that's why I've put them up there to feel into it. So the energy from these beautiful crystals to help help you to shift the energy that you may be in at the moment, or even as you're moving through and making decisions and things like that. It's like, so you don't go into that space. And if you do start to go in there, it's like checking in with your mind. It's like, okay, that's just my mind telling me a lot of crap, probably. And it's like, so not going there, okay? Is it your mind or is it your intuition? So it's that discernment side of thing. And like in discernment with decisions that you're making, are you feeling you're getting the right information, or the correct information, the best possible information for you to make a decision, whether you're doing it intuitively, or you're doing it like that logical, looking at the logical. It's about weighing it up and not letting the emotions get in the way, which is what the Sagittarius full moon is about. But going in with the eclipse that's come with it, it's like piggybacking that. So there is a lot of energy for a lot of people that when the when it's with the Sagittarius energy in there, it's moving stuff. So there is a possibility that you may, be more impulsive than ever, or you just may be, become impulsive to make decisions, but some decisions. So it's just being mindful. The spirit and the energy is just saying not so much. It's not so much. With everything, not making, a decision to do something, to buy something, to enter into an agreement or a contract or whatever, but it's like, or a relationship or whatever, or out of one. It's just being mindful that you're not making it on an emotional level, which came up before, okay? So, which is 9 times out of 10 why we buy impulsively. Because we're working from an emotional level, sometimes an unconscious level, but it goes back to an emotional attachment to something. We're distracting ourselves from dealing with whatever it is that is really going on, okay? So anyway, so there is a change in versatility. So it might be that you are working with, with this being with a bit of versatility and change in your finances, okay? But I do feel like, that it's something is moving. So some of you may be moving into building a new project, or starting something, or have started something already, or maybe started something before this lockdown, and even last year, and it's like, where the hell is that going now? And so this is why there is more of this. But there's a completion of an initial phase. So it's got to do with, something to do with your finances, on your career, and abundance and prosperity in that way, with money, and how you're going to work it and get it, create the income, and, with the projects that you have in mind. Taking in, because I'm just talking about, some of you are like obviously taking into consideration how it works with the family. Oh wow, so you got a 6 of Pentacles there. So you actually might end up finding yourself, this is what they're talking about, keeping your energy and your mind in a really good frame of, thinking clearly, or, letting go, not letting, these thoughts of lack, or of, things blocking the way of, things working out, of prosperity, of coming and being open to how prosperity comes to you, how money comes to you, or how things come to you, because you just never know how things are going to come to you. Okay, money or whatever prosperity doesn't not necessarily mean money, but we're working with the pentacles at the moment. They keep coming up, so there's definitely something to do with finances, with money in some way or form, or something to do with the same thing as money. So there may be exchanges of energy in some way that will help with, your career and building, on your career and financial wealth, and in the material possessions that you're wanting to have in your life. And actually, in how you can create it, shape it, and transform it, and grow it. Okay? So there's a self-esteem thing in there as well that they're bringing in there. Is like, as we learn, as we hop out of that space and we start to create it and we start to shape it and see where it's going, and then we transform it and we grow it. Okay, that's kind of like the process that I've got, and I've just written some notes down there. And our self-esteem grows, and it's the same. Yeah, well, it is the same as our self-esteem, because it's like we're shaping it, we're creating it, we shape it, we transform it, grow it. Okay, same process. Oh, I've not actually said it in that way before, but Spirit are really quite clever. So there's generosity and charity with the Six of Pentacles. So you might find yourself where you are in a position where you're able to give, but also and be in a place that, and the opposite may happen to where you may be receiving. Okay, so it's remembering that actually when and being open and allowing ourselves to give is to receive just as much as we can open ourselves up to give as well. Okay, so somebody may be coming to give you something, or you may be feeling like you can give something back. Okay, so be open to receiving as well. Okay, so there is a sense of the last card out here is temperance, and cooperation and sharing and balance are the three main words that are connected. Theme, or the main theme with temperance. Okay, but I'm hearing more balance. So there seems to be more balancing coming around with your finances. Okay, for some of you it may not be quite where you would like it to be, but it's getting there. Things are balancing out, but it's like you've got the recipe now, or the recipe, but what you need to do is just like keep doing more of the same. Okay, keep doing that manifesting and putting out there for what you want, and being grateful for what and going to that gratitude place as well really does help. And as we're creating whatever it is that we're wanting to be, do, or have, and give in our lives. Okay. Okay, that wasn't one of them. I just felt like no, that's not one. I don't even know why I'm shuffling, so I was going to stop. So anyway, there's one more card coming, and there it is. It's that one. Okay, and it's a Four of Pentacles. So this is and here's the thing. It's like with that balance one, it's wondering, because I'm wondering what they're going to do. So there's another Pentacles one. So with this cooperation, sharing, and balance. So sometimes we can hold on to our money too tightly, and so you've got the Three of Pentacles. So there's initial completion of work in there, and so what I feel like they're saying is like that. It's like just being mindful that we don't, or you don't. Well, sorry, I talk as though I am of that side when I say we, and also I speak of my own experience as well. And it's being mindful that we don't hold on too tightly to money as well. So because sometimes times when we go in that frame of holding on too tightly, we're putting out that feeling of lack. And sometimes, which is going on to this one, the Six of Pentacles, about you may find yourself in a position where you can give, and also it may be the other way around where you can receive. So whatever that means for you, it's like there's that feeling of like what goes around comes around. So it may be that you get somewhere with this initial completion of work with the Three of Pentacles, because something's happened and you're quite happy. So there's something that's a little bit more bountiful there, and that, so it's like you may need to, it may be a good thing, which is why this card, I think they're just explaining that to bring about balance is to not hold on to your pennies, your money too tightly. So that's like what I'm hearing is, you know, you might need to buy a pair of new shoes. Just go and buy them, or find a way to buy them or manifest them to come. It might mean that you need some new equipment, or some equipment, maybe secondhand, whatever it is, to help you through, you know, getting a job, a interview or something like that, or you know, some clothes or something. That could be what it's for, or your business or whatever. So there's that sense of like investing a little bit of money into something to create a bit more money. That's where they're hearing from that. So it's not just in, or might be in the sense of, you know, investing a little bit of energy into something to create more energy. So it could be that, or enthusiasm into something, or joy, whatever it is for you. Okay, thinking outside of the square, not just about the money side of it, because abundance comes in and prosperity comes in many different ways. When we open up ourselves, it like touches things, and then somehow something works. Anyway, so that's what it is for this week of June 2000, the second week of June 2024. Where they're going, like I say, it could be for like about, you know, next week. It could roll into next week, this energy as well. So I'm going to leave it there for you now, Aquarius, and we're going to send you lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure, and we'll see you again next Thursday to see how this plays out for you and continues on. Okay, anyway, God bless you, God protect you. Bye for now.